Hey guys, so today I'm going to be playing Long Live the Queen. This is kind of like a game where you pick choices and then you kind of try and survive to be the queen at the end of the game, but you have people who don't want you to be queen, so they're trying to kill you. It's a fairly easy game to kind of learn how to play, but it can be kind of stressful because you don't know what's going to happen next and things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Jocelyn is your father. So we're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it, and then you're Elodie. I know it's hard for you to leave your school and all your friends, but I've arranged for the best possible tutors for every subject. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly and you'll make a wonderful queen. That's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what my mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me here. No, she wouldn't, but sometimes bad things happen. We need to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on you. I will be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Come, your maids are waiting. So I've played this before, so I kind of know what's going on. So your mood kind of affects what your skills when you go try and do classes. Like right now we're depressed, so there's a negative to royal demeanor and conversation, athletics, and most of them make sense. Like if you're depressed, you probably don't really want to talk to people, or kind of do things that are like make you go out and do things. So let's see. I think that we are going to, what should we do? We should do, I think we're going to start with medicine. So then you kind of learn things. So 10, you learn that wounds, even minor ones, should be washed as soon as possible to prevent dirt from growing under the skin. You learn that willow bark can be used to relieve aches and fever. So then different things happen at the end of the week. What's all that noise out there? Who's here? Oh, my cousins and my aunt and my uncle. So Lucille is your aunt. Darling, we are so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look nice as well, niece. Hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mommy said we'd be here for all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. So then you can choose where you want to go. So you can check your mood first to see what you would rather have your skills be or your bonuses be. Try and get to where that is, and then we're just going to talk to Charlotte. I love this room. It's so much bigger than mine back home. You should visit more often. It's awful that the only time I get to see you is when something like this happens. I know your brother and sister are still too young, but why haven't they come to school? My mother worries about me. She doesn't think anywhere but home is safe. I understand, but I'm probably not going to be allowed to leave this castle until my birthday. But at least we can have some fun here together. So our mood is afraid, so we get bonuses to faith and agility. Let's see what else. That's it. So we're gonna do public speaking and court manners, I think. You Practice tongue-twisting sentences of syllables to improve your enunciation. You review the correct greetings for guests according to their rank and when to extend your hand to another. All nobles expect their due honors. What's the commotion outside? Father, what's going on? I have come to pay respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor because of you and your powers. My wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. This is for the crown princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. So we can let her stay, arrest her, or send her away. We'll let her stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays. As you wish. So we will go talk to her. What is it that you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? The source of power for any lumen is a particular magic crystal. Once you've bonded with it, it becomes part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. She holds out her hands. Light flickers above her bosom, and then, with a shower of sparkles, something takes shape. You reach out to touch it, but it dissolves away to nothing. Oh. It belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. Let's see, so we're still afraid. So we will I think we'll stick to, well, we might do economics. So do production and trade. You learn that the Sunset Bay off the coast of the Duchy of Mazomia is a prime location for fishing. You learn that even the smallest of villages has a central market where locals can trade whatever they have grown or made with others who have different skills. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really, I just like to play with the flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursel rushes into the garden and points a sword at you. Not you, at your feet? Princess, don't move, so you can hold still or you can lay down. So we failed the composure test. So you want to hold still, but you don't have the composure to hold your position without peeking. You look down where her sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass. You can't help it. You squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No! Your cousin pushes you aside, and the snake's fangs sink into her leg. Lottie! It's too late. Juliana swings her sword and then cuts off the snake's head. What is going on out here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get to an herbalist right away. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. We'll be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. The snake should have never been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. We'll go talk to her. How do I find my lumen crystal? If your father probably knows what happened to it. What if he destroyed it? That can't be destroyed. He could throw it away, but then someone else might find it. No, he'll keep it safe. But if it's mine, it wouldn't matter if someone else found it. It's attuned to you, but you haven't bonded with it yet. If it's found by a compatible host, someone who was like you in some way, it could bond to them. So we are probably still afraid. flattery, and court manners. You learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. As the person of high strength within the domain, no one may sit at any formal event unless you give them permission, and no one must ever turn their back to you. If they do, you are intended to recognize the insult. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zahara and their parents gone, but it's certainly not empty though. It seems like we get more servants every day. I was so worried about Charlotte after that snake bite, but her mother said she was okay, so I guess it'll turn out alright. Maybe she has a guardian angel. So we'll go talk to her father. Dad, what happened to Mom's lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine. Meddling with magic is what killed your mother, and I don't want that happening to you. Once you're crowned queen, I can't stop you from doing anything that you want, but for now, you're still a child. I think we'll do... along with courtly manners. Do accounting. You study rules for formal dining, including the proper utensils for different dishes. As the queen, no one will comment on your mistakes, but they will notice them. You brush back up on your basic mathematics with the help of an abacus. One of the maids approaches for your attention. My lady, the couriers have arrived from the Duke of Senda. We have a Duke of Senda? No, my lady, the Duchess of Senda is in Tallahassee. They have brought a letter to you and a gift. Condolences to the death of, deeply regrets, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace. It might not be appropriate for me to wear a man's gift in public, though. People would think that it meant something. So we're not going to wear it. It's important to maintain the proper image. I think we'll go attend service. You attend services in the castle grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. We'll go back to economics. We'll do accounting again, and then production. You study the manipulation of larger quantities through direct calculations using written numbers instead of an abacus. You learn how farmers in the Duchy of Marie rotate between fields for raising crops in the fields that lie fallow. As you're walking, you spot a familiar figure in the palace gardens. It's the Duchess of Ursel. Maybe I should go say hello. Then you notice that seated beside her is a woman in robes of a priestess. They are very close together, their hands gently touching as they speak. Looks like she's busy. You turn and walk in a different direction as not to disturb them. At that moment, you notice something unusual. It looks like someone has left the palace grounds and is going over the hedge. What was that? A servant? A thief? Or an assassin? So we can climb up over the hedge, call the guards, or run and hide. We'll try and climb it. So we failed the climbing test. You look around for something to climb, but you're not sure if the nearby trees can support your weight. You run over to a statue and try and pull yourself up onto the pedestal, but it's too awkward to get your feet in place. By this time, whoever you saw is probably gone anyway. We're going to attend court. Sitting in court sessions is not fun at all, but it pleases your father, and it may be important in the future. I think we'll do intrigue. Do internal affairs and foreign intelligence. The current Duke of Sedna, is 26 years old and unmarried. He might be considered a good marriage prospect for you if you desire stronger ties with the domain of Talsi. Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merva, is next in line for the crown. After him would be his daughter, your cousin Charlotte. As you are walking up the stairs, a maid comes running down holding a pile of linen. Before you react, she barrels into you, sending you and the sheets flying. Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry. These things happen, it's not a big deal. Can do accept her apology, apologize, or punish her. So we'll just accept her apology. No real harm done, please be more careful in the future. Yes, my lady, thank you. So we will just go visit Juliana. My father says that I can't have the crystal until I'm queen, so we'll just have to wait. There may not be time to wait. The world is filled with dangers, and you need the powers of the lumen to fight them. You can't begin training until you've bonded with your crystal. Well, what am I supposed to do about it? The crystal is probably held on their guard in the royal treasury. You are the princess, you should be able to find a way inside. Otherwise, we might have to take drastic action. I don't really think I want to do magic in this run. Just because I can't. So I'm gonna wait till I'm older. No, I must trust my father. He says that I shouldn't do this. He's trying to protect you, so am I. So we are afraid. So we can do... we'll probably do conversation. Maybe? Actually, no, we'll do medicine. So we'll do... What we didn't do? We didn't do poison, so we should do that one. Poison and battlefield medicine. You learn that blood loss wastes life energy, and bleeding should be stopped through bandages, pressure, and elevation. The first treatment for most ingested poisons is to purge the stomach by forcing the victim to eat powdered charcoal, which can absorb dangerous substances. There is a man here to see you. He wishes crowdfunding for this project of his. Remember, the treasury is not unlimited. If you choose to invest, you will have less money to work with later. Your Royal Highness, I have a plan to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 lassie to assemble the metal and a factory to mold and cast this type. With this system, you should be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. I don't know much about factories or trade. Would it be really worthwhile? We're not interested. I think we'll go to the... You creep through the castle dungeons, catching glimpses here and there of the fate that awaits troublemakers in this kingdom. Even nobles can end up here sometimes. It's better to It's a good reminder to stay on the straight and narrow. So we're still afraid. So we'll do history. History and foreign, well, no, world history. You look at the globe of the world, reading names of the places so distant you can't even remember hearing about them. But there are other areas left blank because no explorer venturing there has ever returned. You read about the history of your domain. Hundreds of years ago, Nova was the center of a great empire, spanning the length of the western coast as well as a few island territories. Over time, your influence has waned. Bannon, Duke of Marie, Earl of Serenite. Your Highness, my sympathies for your loss. Even after all these years, I sometimes forget that my own mother will never be coming back. Thank you. However, I must call on you for your aid. The Ixenite occupation of the country of Imperium has gone on for too long, and now is the time to push back. I know there's been some problems with Ixion, but I don't know the details. I guess they're occupying southern Marie. I don't know anything about the military, and I don't want to fight. There must be a peaceful way to settle this. I will send for diplomats from Ixion and try to come up with some arrangement. Thank you, Your Highness. If I might say so, you're looking particularly lovely this day. I hope you'll think fondly of me. Is he flirting with me? He's almost as old as my father. Ew. We'll play with toys. You spend the weekend holed up in your room with your favorite toys. It's childish, but it makes you feel a bit better. So we're gonna do royal demeanor, I think. Or we could do more history. I think we'll do double presents. Practice wearing the royal regalia and looking at yourself in the mirror. As young as you are, you're the queen of the blood. You are your mother's daughter, and you are a force to be reckoned with. You stare at yourself in a mirror and practice focusing on transmitting energy with only your eyes, turning the intensity of your gaze on and off at will. You practice using different styles of breathing in order to feel more energetic and to let the energy surround you and others to share. We have a representative from Ixion here. Be careful, no one wants to give up prizes that they have won. You have the full support of my sister and myself, Your Highness. Let's get this over with. So that's Bryn, Duchess of Hellas, Countess of Dysomia. Your Royal Highness, thank you for granting me this audience. I'm sure that we can come to an applicable agreement. Let bygones be bygones. No, if we will forget about your unprovoked attacks on us, and you will transfer the rights to this little province. We can be good neighbors again without lives being lost. So we can surrender the province, bluff or intimidate him, execute him, or offer him money. We'll try and bluff him. You're trespassing on our lines. You will have to withdraw your troops at once. Only then will we have peace. So you can threaten to attack. My soldiers are poised to destroy you. Withdraw now. I'm very sorry that we were not able to come to an agreement. I guess now we'll have to fight. Do composure and elegance, I think. Practice deep breathing exercises and learn to find and maintain your sense of inner calm. You practice walking along a narrow rail, taking each step carefully and focusing on your balance. We receive a report on the battle against the Ixenites. You have succeeded in driving them out of Maria, but the cost is almost a full battalion of soldiers and a great deal of material. You lost 1,032 soldiers. The Duke of Marie will happy, but it could have gone better. We'll talk to our father. Dad, if this trouble with Ixion started years ago, why didn't Mom fix it? Your mother told the Duke of Marie and the Duchess of Hellas that it was their problem and they should sort it out themselves. Oh, should I have done that? The situation is different now. Everyone on all sides wishes to see what sort of queen is coming to the throne. Everyone is judging me. Do more history. We did do foreign affairs and world history. We started the relationship of Nova with its nearest neighbors. The borders have been mostly peaceful in the recent years, except for the problems with Ixion to the south. However, the trouble may be brewing in Pyrrhus as well. You read about the western continent, Javar, where civilization flourished so long ago that the ancestral Unovans are still living in caves. No one knows what became of them. The population vanished without a trace, leaving only their enormous stone buildings. There is a woman here to see you. She wishes the crown funding for this project. Thank you for seeing me, Your Royal Highness. I have come to you on behalf of the people. I wish to build a hospital where any citizen afflicted with disease can be brought for treatment. Putting sick people together, wouldn't that make them die faster? We're not interested. Oh. We're not very smart, are we? I'll sneak out. You sneak out of the castle for a little fun. You enjoy your freedom, but your father won't like it if he finds out. So we're still yielding. So we will do... We should do agility. Well, no we shouldn't. We will do... conversation, I think. No, we'll do road meter, because then we can get an outfit soonish. So composure and elegance. You practice positive thinking, maintaining a good self-image, and conditioning yourself to carry on rather than be frustrated by any past misstep. Practice sitting calmly while your teacher circles around you. It makes unexpected loud noises at random intervals. You practice standing and walking with books balanced on your head. You practice the elegant way to hold and sip from a teacup, your pinky finger slightly extended for balance. So we've unlocked a new outfit. You are requested to stand judgment. A woman has been convicted of murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, the slattern dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister on her own roof. Which sister? Corisande, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? She is unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? This is justice, it is. Them devils killed me, brother, and broke me mam's heart. Lied to her, they did. And when she went to see why he'd not come back, they said he'd gone for a soldier, when he never would. He weren't the only one, neither. I waited 10 years and got my chance to get me own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what this crime is about. Either way, a murder is a serious crime, but... So we could put her to work, imprison her, or execute her. I don't remember. Let's see, put her to work. This woman has failed in her goals. She has harmed no one, and I don't require her life. If she is kept far away from your sister's court, she will no longer be a threat. You're going to forgive her? I am indenturing her, not pardoning her. She will serve as a heavy laborer in northern Ursuro. She should be made an example of. She should be drawn and quartered in the public square. I have spoken. God bless you, miss. So we're back to afraid. Then we're gonna do, well, you can put on an outfit. Woo! Okay. We'll do agility. So we'll do dance and reflexes. Your teacher walks slowly around you, prodding a finger at you slowly in order to train you in blocking those touches without triggering fear or faster breathing. You practice curtsying, standing, and walking around the floor in a graceful manner. You are walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. That's funny, I thought owls were nocturnal. I guess I was wrong. When you return to the castle, your father is waiting for you. There are reports that a Keithong has been sighted leaving the old forest. What's a Keithong? A beast with the body of an enormous golden cat and a sharp beak with spikes on its back. Eek! Several disappearances in southern Caloris have already thought to be the work of this creature. What do we do? Should we send hunters? The traditional policy on stray beasts is to hope that they return to the forest and stay there. Hunters are no match for such creatures. You would only make it angry and waste more lives. So we just let it eat people? Everyone dies in the end. Well, that's lovely. We'll tend service. You tend services in the castle grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. Just because. We'll do more agility. So do dance and flexibility. You practice walking on the arm of a partner and following their cues to pause and turn while keeping your eyes closed. You practice different partner dance positions, closely held at a distance, non-contact, and the appropriate hand placement for each. You learn to relax and evaluate the tension in your body, then practice the different types of motion available with each of your joints, twisting, shifting, and rotating. Remember that the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for commoners, followed by a grand gala for nobility. A grand ball, there will be dancing. As queen, you should be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting and possibly give a speech. However, since you are not crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean, not safe? Outside the castle, that you are less protected. If anyone means harm, think on it now and decide later. There's a letter for you as well. It's from Byrony. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her uncle Kevin is absolutely furious about that woman's trial. She's bored and looking for adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. What should we do? Let's do a royal demeanor, I think. So I'll just keep doing that. Do elegance and presence. You are strapped into a corset and a hoop skirt and practice walking with these. The corset makes it hard to breathe and twist, and the skirt sways out of control if you move too rapidly. You plant your feet in a strong stance, imagining that you are a tree deeply rooted in the earth. You can feel the power within you and know that you will not be pushed aside. Today is the procession and the planting for the Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment, but we will lose you. But if we lose you, there will be no recovery. I think that it's possible that your uncle shows up here and tries to kill you. But we'll go ahead and do it just for the sake of it. And if we die, then I guess we die. So I will lead the parade. I'm not afraid. I'm going to be the best parade leader ever. My little girl, you prepare your best gown for the occasion and walk slowly through the town with your attendants. It would not be appropriate for you to wear a sword, but you walk with a sturdy golden scepter that's taller than you are. By the end of the route, you help the priestess turn over the earth for the new tree that's planted. Then new life is blessed and the attendants join in song. The procession regroups and returns to the castle. Yep. All of a sudden there's a faint rumbling under your feet. The newly planted tree in front of you quivers, and then out of nowhere a spurt of water comes up from the ground, splattering you and the assembled crowd with droplets. As quickly as it began, it vanishes. The priestess tries to calm the crowds with talk of omens and natural eruptions, but they can't halt the whispers, dark magic. The water tasted of salt. Oh, that's fun. Continue with agility. You practice focusing your attention on individuals as you pass, letting them feel a brief connection with you before you formally acknowledge them with a nod. You practice being aware of your environment, seeing that everything as it transpires around you, feeling that you're in total control of it all. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. All around you, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. You let your eyes rest upon each in turn as you have been taught, impressing upon them that you are not a child but a queen. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kegel alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all your possible partners, which is to say everyone. No one may begin dancing until you do. You can pick whoever you want, and you will not be denied. This is fun. We'll go with someone about our age. You approach Lindley, the second son of the Duke of Kegel. He's about 2 years older than you, and has always been nice to you at school. He bows to you with great courtesy and begins to dance. Dancing with your real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, you knew his deep steps like a part of you, and now every move is a mystery. Unfortunately, you lose track of which steps you're supposed to do when and trip over your feet. Between dances, there's time for guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. During the lull of the music, Banyan, the Duke of Murray, taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. May I might have your attention? I believe that we should offer our complaints to our lovely hostess. Her bravery and courage keep our borders defended. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe the nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwenelle, for instance, the young lady of Salisbury, only months older than you and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Leah and a fierce sportswoman. She was a few years ahead of you at school and an absolute terror on the ball fields. No Byrony. She said that her parents were leaving her stuck at school for this season. Her parents are here, dancing together, the Duke's consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. It's strange that there's no sign of your cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course, but it would be scandalous if they hadn't come. Merva's being so close by. It's nice to be able to enjoy time with your friends and family, isn't it? Well, that went better than I thought it was. Than I thought it would. We'll go in the gardens. You walk in the fresh air and it helps you forget the burdens on your shoulders. See, so we're on week 18. I think now is a good time to stop for right now. If you guys enjoyed this, you can leave a like and subscribe. I guess I think this game is fun because it's fairly easy to play, but it's hard at the same time, especially once you get into the later things and you start failing more of your tests and they're more important. If you fail them, you're more likely to die and things like that. So if you did like this, you can leave a like and subscribe, and you can comment below if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for anything. And I hope that everybody has a good rest of their day.